Broodmother. It's not necessarily true that he's going to win that lane. And Matumba Man, yeah, maybe he won't be able to use his spiderlings in the lane to farm against Armel. But he will be able to go to the jungle and farm up, and then once he gets that defusal, go on top of that Pango and just destroy him. So
yes, and it should be mentioned that while you can swashbuckle them down and deal with the spiders quite well, there's a problem. If you commit that swashbuckle and you miss, you're probably dead.
Exactly.
9 times out of 10, you're already out of position at that stage.
Especially early on. But they do get some wave clear with that Armel's Pango to deal with the miracles, Lycan and Matumba Man's Brood.
Disarm will be very good in this game against the Lycan and the Brood Mother. Of course, you can disarm all those little spiders. So
you're pretty much killing them every time you use that swashbuckle properly. True. But the thing is, this is the problem. Even when you kill those spiders, she still benefits more from just farming with them than you get from killing them. I mean, if she farms a few camps with those spiders and you kill all of them, you get 3 gold each or something. So it's not a whole lot. You aren't benefiting way too much out of killing them.
The bounty was indeed nerfed into the ground. But it's more about whether you can actually just alienate this control factor, this dominance we usually see from a Broodmother in that early phase. That seems to be their focus. Because the reality is, they can't let the Brood pop off early. The reality is, they have drafted a Spectre. So if they can create that kind of space in the mid-game and slow down the Broodmother, they should feel pretty damn confident about their chances to win this past the 30-minute mark.
Well, yeah, that's true. They are playing a Spectre, and Spectre is usually considered to be that stronger hard carry, specifically versus the pushing type of heroes such as Broodmother and Lycan. But at the same time, you have a Lycan and a Broodmother. They can scale pretty well too. This Broodmother has been buffed. You have that Aghanim's on her. She can just pop 20...
That horrifying.
Yeah, 20 webs across the map. Good luck playing against that.
And
the mother comes. The mother comes, I'm telling you.
Yeah, don't forget the movement speed. I think I've seen it. You can cross the map from one fountain to the other in about 25 seconds.
Yeah. If she feels you twitching somewhere across the map, you damn bet she's gonna be there behind that tree stalking you.
God, don't stop it. You're gonna give them ideas for buffing the Ags. Like a radar ping whenever someone steps on one of your webs.
I mean, that's a great idea. Call me, Volv. Bruno, please, message me. Can work something out. Rubik?
Someone's desperate to get to certain events.
It's not about you just ruined it.
Wink, wink. Liquid will ruin the chances for Spectre to grab a rune down here as Mind Control just dances his heart off in the sandstorm.
It's good that he has that. Top, Tims.
Nicely done. Cuckoo picks up the rune. Thanks to Tims. Tims will get the other one. Cuckoo takes a lot of damage here, and the walls might get in front of him.
If they block him, though. If they block him.
They can get this right with both of them in front of it. Now they're going to start to jump in. Kuroki thinks about diving, but Tims is quick across to say, stop. This will not go any further. No, it's not an Omni Knight.
Nothing happened.
Just let him one creep through.
Yeah. Deny that first creep and then the rest of them. It's all right of a move. What's happening here? Well, you can see that they're starting, every Warlock now starts with Fatal Bonds because they've been buffed. It's pretty good. It's pretty good for a first spell to just dish out a lot of damage, a lot of harass with a level 1 spell. Not certain on the exact numbers, but it's a lot. I'm telling you, a lot.
Oh, since you use the word lot, then I'll take your word for it.
Exactly. It's a lot of mana as well. 140 mana level 1, which isn't really that great for a measly little Warlock, but
he doesn't really need to take the Shadow Word early, because the reality is it's a Sand King and a Rubik. And Rubik, great defensive support, not really known for his aggression.
Well, with Fade Bolt, he can mess with your last hits.
But that's defensive again, right? It's more like you're reducing their damage. You're not exactly...
Oh, you're dealing some damage too. And with Sand King, once they get level 3, I believe they have some killing power here. But yeah, definitely, that Shadow Word is not needed right now on the lane.
Armel in the mid lane. Not doing too bad. 6-5. Although some of these are undoubtedly spiders.
Has to be expected. He's winning versus the Broodmother. Once Broodmother gets level 3 and starts rotating across the small camps to get a couple of jungle creeps as well under her belt, the net worth is going to change in her favor, that is.
And the top Broodmother players, they're really smart about how they use the spawn spiderlings in the laning phase. Like, it's not uncommon when you get these bad matchups. You'll see Matu, for example, He won't spit out the spiders. He won't try and build the army. In reality, knowing what's going to happen if he does.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. You can get them after you get level 2 on your spawn spiderlings. You can get them then. Level 1 spiderlings are pretty much bad. You don't want them early on.
A waste of time, yeah.
Top lane Cuckoo has 3 stacks on,
He's on the Kuroki.
Miracle, but
He has to make a choice with the Aphotic Shield, but the Fissure is there. Now move on to Miracle. They give him the more valuable choice. Trying to keep him up, trying to turn around the Cuckoo. The Cuckoo will get 1 kill, and Kuroki will club him down just afterwards.
yeah, but the first blood goes to Cuckoo. Experience goes to... Yeah. Cuckoo is cooking. Boom. He gets that, like right there. Pretty good.
That was not what you were looking for, and the Fissure just perfectly lined up for Tims.
They just played that marvelously well. It's a lane in which you don't expect Batrider to do a whole lot, but...
Well, Shaker's will need to do a lot here. Miracle has 3 stacks on him again. Look at this, split it up. Kuroki needs to go help, but Aphotic Shield's on cooldown, so Miracle
4
back
stacks
away.
Miracle, but you can't dive him right now. The Batrider just isn't high enough of a level to afford to dive under the tower that way. He's very squishy still, so opts to go back instead.
And the bot lane, Spectre not doing too bad. Gabby up to 15 CS. Sand King a slight advantage over that, but you honestly expect Sand King to get the better side of things when it comes to CSing in the early phases compared to a Spectre.
And he's creep skipping and pulling them to that small camp, one of the reasons why he has that advantage.
But at the same time, Gabby is unapproachable, really. He has gone for the early Soul Ring, something we've been seeing a bit more regularly on Spectres as of late.
It's very often right now. Get some more mana region to work with. You always have that Spectral Dagger to work with, and it helps later on in the game as well with the ultimate.
Yeah.
So many times you find yourself as a Spectre varying clarities, and this Soul Ring it's just a decent item on the lane. Like 90% of the players that I see right now are going for that Soul Ring on the Spectre.
So when you do the maths between like how many clarities you probably bring out and also the farm increase from using those daggers, yeah, you make your money back so easily.
Quick maps with Clear Pigeon.
I'm keeping it simple, Liz.
Well, it makes sense. And you can see what Matu is doing as well. It makes a lot of sense. He's pulling the creep waves away from Armal and farming where he cannot reach with the swashbuckle, and then he goes into the medium camp too. However, Warlock is doing... Well, he's trying to do a good job at blocking these camps. He did plant that one ward.
Gabby.
But while he was planting that one ward, Gabby was assaulted by Mind Control and GH.
And now falls. Let again on a Miracle. But it shield's been used, but now Kuroki is vulnerable. Cuckoo thinks twice about diving further. Miracle will start to pursue. Tims will scare him off.
Kuro, however, might not be that lucky.
Yep, Kuro.
Oh, he will.
4 sticky napalms on. They want to get runes. They don't want to waste time on this. I mean, it's a kill and a Baden, and as we know, when he's this low...
Imagine being that neglected that they want to go for runes instead of you. Like
you're in a Baden, you're low in health. You know what's coming.
Like they see you and they're like, should we kill this guy or should we go for a couple of goldy runes? And they go for the runes instead. Like, how would you feel as a hero? Like, you don't feel like a hero.
You'd be so upset about it, you might do something drastic, like kill yourself.
Exactly, and he does that, goes back to the fountain, heals up. And we see Pango with that first javelin, 42 CS on mid lane, doing really well.
Of course,
can we see that when it comes to network? When it comes to network, they're on the same page, on the same level, even though he has 10 CS more. So those are the spiderlings pretty much.
Now, a very interesting thing about the Abaddon in that top lane, though, is if there's one hero that can potentially screw over your shenanigans of denying all the time, it's a Batrider due to that turn rate, right? And we've seen it sometimes when he's running away. He can't turn quick enough.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why he shielded himself there when Miracle died, yeah.
So as long as you position yourself perfectly, you can always just heal or damage someone in one direction or the other. Gabby, he's been damaged a lot in the bot lane. Can't do enough, though. EU was there that time with the Shadow Word. He wasn't off trying to block camps in the jungle.
There is Armal, however, with the haste.
GH is screwed. He knows if the stun comes from Mind Control to save the day. The dagger's going to follow through. GH is going to get low. The Raw Thunder committed onto him. They'll move across into Mind Control next. Going to sidestep them, but he doesn't have a bar strike to work with as he already committed to try and save GH's life. And now he won't be able to save his own. One hit needed. Looks like we'll go down to Shadow Word, though.
Yeah, so both of them died now because he tried to save the Rubik. And this is why I love Pango on mid, because Okay, he misses everything there. He gets one.
Not because of that.
Not because of that. I love Pango mid because you can rotate. You get one good rune, suddenly you turn it into a double kill. Sidling Pango, like you just cannot rotate that fast. It's not about only the runes. It's the fact that you have levels early on to do so. He's already level 7. He has level 4 swashbuckle. He can rotate across the map and create space. And yeah, he doesn't lose anything while doing so, as Brood isn't able to approach the lane. She's just in the jungle farming.
That type of mid that's a lot more formidable. The recent months, maybe even years, arguably, this kind of moving around the map. We've gone back and forth, right? We went to this super heavy, greedy farming mid type, and then we've come back to the more gank focused. And then we kind of circled round into a mixture of the two.
Kuroki just making them run circles after him. He knows it's very difficult to take him down as he has that Aphotic shield to work with. And it's funny that Batrider even tried to do that, as it was obvious for everyone that it's not possible, it's not going to happen.
I mean, you ride a bat, he rides a horse. It's just basic logic at this stage.
How is that basic logic? If you're riding a big bat, you should be like stronger.
Against an undead horse. Do undead horses even get fatigued?
I don't know, you're riding the giant bat. You're flying, after all.
He's undead, though.
You're flying and you're dropping fire underneath you.
There's your correct answer. You have got fire against
there you go.
The undead.
Not this one particular undead, however, as he can just get rid of it.
Oh, so it turns out the undead guy is stronger after all.
You're helpless.
I'm glad we resolved this, Liz.
Alright, mind control and GH don't need any help as they're really dominating that bottom lane. Armel has helped out a little bit to the Spectre, but GH already level 5 3/4, almost getting level 6, 8 minutes 50 seconds in. He doesn't need an extra tome. Who did you put that extra tome for, Ice Frog? Definitely not for this guy.
He realized that reading literature is a dying thing in the world, right? We're just so fixated on TV and subtitles, we don't need them anymore.
Yeah, why don't you add a podcast to the shop? I'm done. I'm just done.
You know, you tell Liz in confidence one thing you want to do, and he's, Armel, screw you, and that's exactly what Armel says to Miracle. He just TPs out right under his nose. Warlock won't be so lucky, though. Yeah. What were you doing in Brood Mama's space? Dying, apparently.
Timberman.
Pigeon. Miracle won't be able to just reach through there, but Cuckoo a little bit too fast.
Yeah, they don't have that shrine to work with, but he had so many stick charges, he was never going to die there as a Batrider. Miracle, however, is farming fairly well. Third on the network charts, just below the Pango. Didn't really suffer way too hard, as expected, versus the Batrider. As the Batrider isn't the strongest one to face against Kuroki Zabad, and that was helping Miracle's like.
And the comparison between the two at the top is just kind of how Armel can easily deter any aggression you expect out of Brood. Like, Matu just spent the whole time farming. He hasn't pressured any towers.
It's true, but it's the normal play of Matu and Brood mothers in general. Like, you do want to be on the lane if possible and just win the lane and then farm a little bit in the jungle too. But when you're playing versus a hero that can deal with your spiders, then you're satisfied with just farming the jungle and getting that build medallion into Diffusal. It's so common. After you get the Diffusal, you can start using your ulti and trying to get some kills too.
Might be forced to try and front this. Armel will get the tower. Their bot won't stop him. They'll just swashbuckle away like an army.
That's a good thing though. Armel getting that tower early on. Taking the tier 1 against from the Brood allows you to start rotating a little bit as your creeps are able to push in even further towards the tier 2, which gives you an extra, let's say, 30-40 seconds to go to some other lane before the Brood starts pushing in.
Cuckoo might force Miracle to use his ultimate here. Oh, they actually use the last two straight away. There's going to be Horn in, and Tibbs is waiting with the Echo Slam, an easy clean up for them. And the CP, Kuroki, he's actually committing it. This is a bold move, Cuckoo. We'll back away. Kuroki has to pop the borrowed time pretty early. The pings come out, he says dive him again.
They want to dive. I wonder if anyone else is going to respond. Rubik has no
wait for the creep wave, but now Gabby will go in. The Aphotic shield was used. The creep wave is now here, and they should just dive.
It's only Sand King that could go and help him, and that's it. Sand King is trying to port now.
Captain must live, and Gabby, You're a little bit deep there, buddy.
Yeah, everyone else was either dead or without resources. You don't want your brood mother to be porting in. That's just nonsense. So the only one left remaining was the Sand King. And the problem with that is you port the Sand King top, instantly the Spectre ports bottom and she's left alone to farm. So you aren't pressuring her any longer.
They do at least deny the tower.
And the Lycan, they're going on him.
Yeah, and Lycan has no escape plan because he refuses to commit the shapeshift. It would have taken too long. Armel has been doing a fantastic job so far in this game of moving around the map.
Has that Maelstrom, I believe, completed. Right now it's flying out to him. Yeah, that's Pango from the mid lane. If he has a good start, a good lane.
Oh, he's actually using the wrong Thunder, which was just stolen, and Armel awkwardly gets stuck in his stairs.
I believe Rubik did steal it, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Another good thing for Rubik when he steals that Rolling Thunder is the fact that he instantly casts it. There's no wind-up time. So you instantly become that little Rolling Thunder. Pretty good.
Can be more lethal. And it's not like TNC have heroes that necessarily can kill you from range, right? Like, Batrider's not going to hit hard, Warlock's not going to hit hard. You do at least have Tim's on the Shaco who can fissure to just screw up Rubik to roll in.
And he did so well, look at that. Created a lot of stacks, also pressure top. Now they're going to pressure EO a little bit. Well, pressure him to his death.
Yeah, if you apply enough pressure, you do tend to crush something. They crush his hope of getting out alive. Now they're trying to slow Gabby down as well. He has to back away.
Yeah, this is Liquid. They're reaching their timings right now, and even though the lanes went well for TNC, somewhat well, this is pretty much I'm out. That swashbuckle just to get rid of the army of creeps. R2 going in is going to be lassoed even deeper. This was on the way he wanted to find himself deep in TNC's lines. Ran through and killed the Royal Thunder, pursuing, looking for more. Control next on the hit list, but he turns around. Instead, going on the GH, who still has to use the Royal Thunder. He'll throw it out now just to make his escape. Roll, little cube, roll. Yeah, that's so funny looking. Anyway, you wanted to apply that pressure, definitely. Didn't really manage to do it in a proper way, as Shaker was just playing out of his mind once again. Uses that fissure properly to block out everyone else that were following the Broodmother, and that Broodmother gets completely separated and killed off by the Bat and Pango. And look at his timing. Yeah, like he's already almost getting that Blink Dagger. 14 minutes in, Soul Ring, Boots, and Blink. That's pretty legit right there.
Insane Shaker performance so far. Meanwhile, Cuckoo already travels and the drums. So he can just keep all lanes pushed out, force Liquid to be the ones responding. And when you've got a lineup that has a Lycan and a Broodmother, you don't want to be responding to pushes, you want to be doing it yourself. And Liquid heard us. They're like, hell no, you're right, Pigeon. We need to go murder some people. This is not right.
They pretty much smoke up right now. They see Gabi, but how did they approach him properly? They need Rubik to go from behind.
GH can't reach her though. Oh, no, he does. He actually steps back for a moment. The Power Strike's going to come through right now. Ron Fun is still on cooldown. Trying to run him through. Gabi's going to get low. Now he's going to horn away and out towards the mid lane. But Kroki's there. Drags him back towards the bot. Gabi makes his escape. Royal Thunder has been committed by Armel. And GH as well. But this isn't a crash derby. They don't tend to collide. Armel, get away. That's the last of his mana. Swashbuckle won't buy him much time. R2 is in hot pursuit. Cuckoo is here to try and protect. Oh, there goes that damn the jump in. He fakes them all in. It's beautiful. Martu getting pretty low. He's going to be disarmed, so he can't life steal up. Firefly getting them low. Lasso dragging in Miracle. Miracle's down. Martu will be able to sidestep this, healing up because of the webs. Kroki has to back away though. Can't do it quick enough. Aphotic should have protected for the moment. Cuckoo wants to pursue this, has the flame break, should be lobbing out right now. Kuroki gets hit up, but gets the Aphotic shield. Swashbuckle misses from Armel.
Dodge. Back to there.
Martu was thinking about going back in there.
It's very difficult.
I think you accept that as good losses considering how amazing that Echo Slam was.
It looked amazing. It didn't really work out that amazingly for them. As, Echo got reworked a little bit, and it's not that, it doesn't matter that there's a lot of spiders around. He just didn't dish out enough damage there. So, unfortunate.
It's still painful to lose the Lycan like that. In fairness,
even the Lycan didn't die there instantly. It wasn't. He died later.
He died afterwards.
Yeah, to the Firefly. It looks amazing. That's the problem. That Echo looks so good, but
Arcanas.
Yeah, Arcanas, but it just didn't do enough damage. But it did break up the fight properly. Pango managed to get back. Overall, I expected more casualties on the side of Liquid. Yeah, just much ado about nothing. So
it felt more like if Cuckoo could get a little bit deeper, a little bit further that Firefly, than the stick. Even 1 or 2 sticky napalms would have dropped everyone, because you actually looked. They said, you know, it didn't really murder people outright, but Liquid, they were teetering on the edge.
It's Kuroki as well that kept them alive, just healing one target after another, shielding them. So he was the MVP of that fight for Liquid, most certainly.
Aphotic shield, 6-second cooldown. Really just able to save 2 people in that sort of fight.
And missed coil as well.
Bot lane, Tims jumps in. Fissure comes out in mind control. He hasn't got any man to work with, and soon he will have no life either. They actually commit the last hit. He could have wanted to try and Burrow Strike away.
Most likely he dies there, even with that usage of sticks and Burrow Strike, but yeah. Better safe than sorry. Also, even if you commit that lasso there, it's like 60 seconds already on cooldown, and you want to kill him as soon as possible so that you can continue with your objective taking, so that you can continue with other things. You don't want to waste way too much time on that Sand King.
But I just like the way that Tim's is ramping up the aggression, because, you know, that blink reveal did take Liquid by surprise. There was no way you expected him to have it that quick. And now you realize, instead of just falling back and realizing that you can't be as aggressive as you want to be, you can just go like this, and they're being aggressive on the Cuckoo. Gonna get him low, not low enough. Echo snipe from Tims again. Gonna move in, force out the borrowed time. Martu diving even deeper. The disarm's gonna be there, though. They drop the rock as well. He's got a little bit too far this time around. They have a little bit more damage, but no, the Burrow Strike through. Mind control saves the day. Cuckoo's already dead. Miracle in shapeshift form, gonna chase on the Tims. The epicenter is active. EU, the next target. It's already a double kill for Miracle, making it a triple. On the side, the Royal Fighters doing decent work, but Armel cannot find any kills. He needs to retreat. Miracle's gonna keep on chasing in the meantime. Royal Fun to last long enough to get them away, but you're going to leave a tier 1 tower
behind. Just see that again. Echo, perfect position, doesn't get
no follow-up damage.
No follow-up damage, but that should be enough. That used to be enough from the Echo. But yeah, sadly, right there, it wasn't. It's still level 1 Echo Slam, I believe. And even with the rock committed afterwards, they did not do enough. I don't think they were fatal bonds.
No, that's a big part. Both fights, the fatal bonds are coming out so late because the initiation is so swift.
And Kuroki is saving targets
Armel
so many times in a row.
They should have saved his life.
Yeah,
there's the fatal bonds. Let's see what they can do with it now. They can run away. Apparently, Cuckoo in trouble. Borrow time activated already. A lot of damage being tanked. Mind control getting low. The last is going to be there as well. Locking on to Martu. We'll get away with the fodder shield. It's Cuckoo once, just take a sidestep and move away. The defuse will use as well. They're going to keep on pursuing, but you're so damn fast. Fissure's there. Stolen Fissure should be able to be used in return to cover the escape. They're just waiting for Armel to swashbuckle forward first. But he can't.
Martu is fine. He just is going to go back to his shrine, possibly use it and just farm around it. Who did they get? They did get mind control in the end. They did use the lasso for it, but overall they hold their tier 2, which is something.
You'd take that considering the lineup you're against, but the reality is...
How close is Spectre to whatever she's buying? She's going for Radiance?
She's barely at the Sacred Relic.
Okay, so 3.7k gold, 19 minutes in, 20 minutes in, she's going to get that relic at least.
You're not really seeing the big value haunt plays that you want to be having as a Spectre in this game.
Yeah, but still, it's a Spectre. Once she pops off, she just pops off. And we just have to wait and see how much of an impact she's going to have with that.
Tims,
Radiance.
can't blink initiate if you jumped on first. He's going to try and move away. He's going to have a chance turn to work with. They're going to try and kite out a little bit. The dagger across Martu.
It should be
heavily though.
It should be fine, yeah. With that dagger slow, he's fine to get onto the high ground, and then you're afraid of walking into those choke points because you are playing versus a Pangolier, right? So you don't, as a Broodmother, you can cross obstacles, but you don't want to cross that specific one, the Rolling Thunder.
And Cuckoo didn't get his hands on the bot rune. He actually almost lost his life when he went for those. Lucky for him.
He has a dagger
so
now.
fast.
Yeah, he goes for the force
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it just seems like Liquid are coming to them, really, essentially. I'm not sure if he had a blink, it would make much difference. As long as Tims keeps hitting his Echo Slams. It's just a matter if they can separate someone from the rest on the side of Liquid. Right now, this is just not what you'd expect from this lineup. When you have a Lycan, when you have a Broodmother, you look across and you're kind of surprised that TNC even still have a tier 1 standing top.
There's a full Crimson Guard completed on Pango as well. So he's really tanky and hard to kill. And it also helps with this major push from Liquid. It helps with Brood, it helps with Lycan.
A lot of it's going for Diffuser though. It's like, I'm sick of Martu walking away from me. This has to stop. The problem.
They're definitely lacking some catch after they use these big ultimates.
Radiance complete.
There we go. And Haunt is up and ready, so he just needs to go and grab some mana for himself. After that, they have the Warlock ult, they have Echo, they have Rolling Thunder, they have everything they need, yeah.
There's so many different ways to just initiate and start looking for a pick.
It's much better for them if they manage to find an initiation on the Lycan or the Brood Mother.
But Liquid are looking.
Yeah, Liquid are just one step ahead.
Oh, nice. Stolen Fish used against it. Power Strike into 2 already, and now they're going to follow through. So they should be able to get this kill. Tim's down to EU. Couldn't even drop a rock. Not really sure he wanted to. Maybe to protect Cuckoo. He's in trouble now. Forced up to get him away. Buyback comes out from both the supports. Well, Thunder hasn't been committed. They're just looking to retreat now. Liquid are like, great, that's big value. If the Shaker goes down again, we can easily take Roche.
I mean, you give GH a Rubik and then you give him a Fissure as well. Like, it's
Game's how it's done.
Yeah, pretty much. That Fissure there catching both the Shaker and the Warlock, stopping them before they manage to do anything whatsoever. Overall, that's the thing. Liquid are one step ahead. If you are TNC, you need to take matters into your own hands. You need to smoke up. You need to catch Miracle or Brood Mother first, eliminate them out of the game, and then play afterwards. But if you let Miracle just run circles around you in his wolf form while the rest of his team is creating space, he's going to maul through you.
And mobility is going to accelerate for Liquid soon. GH almost has the money together to get his hands on a Blink Dagger, and I wouldn't be surprised if Mind Control dips into one next, and he's already got 1600 gold.
He definitely can. He has that pipe already, which is really good for them. Going for the Blink Dagger next is definitely a solid option.
He's just sat here and going, wait, if they actually do hit Fatal Bonds first, we're all dead. So maybe a Pipe of Insight would be a really good investment here. Because EU is really key. This is kind of the worrisome part about when you draft Warlock is it's such a potent plus 5 because of that Fatal Bonds that you always become the priority target.
Yeah, and you could see it right there. They went for the Warlock. The moment he buybacks, they instantly fall back.
Many late game scenarios have been decided by this one pick alone, and actually you can't underestimate its relevance late game. Just imagine a Spectre with the dispersion damage in relation to Fatal Bonds.
It's definitely a hero that whenever I was playing with teams, like, we would prioritize him. If possible, if you manage to jump on Warlock, you jump on Warlock. It's a position 5 with a really big ultimate, and eliminating him from the game instantly is a big deal. It's something like eliminating an Oracle, let's say, instantly. It's a thing you have to do. If you don't, you're most likely losing that team fight.
It's the layers of aggression to it. It's the way that it interacts. It plays at an Oracle range, but instead of being defensively oriented, it's focused on just making sure you disappear in the blink of an eye. Trade tower for tower. Tier 2 top for tier 2 bomb. Of course, that benefits TNC a little bit more. This tower is definitely more valuable than the bot tier 2. But you can exploit that, especially when you're a Lycan in this type of game, to force TNC to quickly respond to bot and then be nowhere near the Roche pit when you decide to go in. A tactic we see used regularly by teams.
There's a double damage here. He's going to bottle it on the Brood Mother. Has that Aghanim. Here we go.
I wondered if he would.
Finally, we get one new Aghanim. We saw the Dark Willow yesterday. Now we're going to witness Brood Mama Aghanim.
I don't think we'll see Lycan at least. I think Lycanag's maybe the worst one they introduced.
Yeah, the new wolves? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really bad. I agree.
Like, I theorize it might not be bad.
Wait, does he need any talents for that, or is he just very fast across the map with Brood Mother?
Part of it is it increases your... Like, it unlocks the movement cap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, increases movement speed. And
removes movement speed limit and increases spin up count.
So, like, yeah, if you go into... He's going to BKB, but you theoretically could go things like Yasha. Also, imagine a Darkseer with a Brood Mother.
What do you think? Did he just want to test this Aghanim right here in this game, or is it more like, I believe that this item is super good and I want it?
Hard to say, really. Like, it beefs you up, and he was worried about them now trying to deal with how he's been kiting them, right? So you just increase your speed even further, lol, right? But it's also, I guess, it's just this freedom of movement anywhere and everywhere on the map, right? Because one of the big problems with Brood is if you get counted in a lane, there's a setup time for a different spot on the map. He just removed that completely. They're trying to remove Tims from the game. Power Strike. Oh, he does get away with a 4-star. Now the 4-star game out. Fish is there. Drums activated. They are pursuing the Miracle. Ready to go in. They're on Thunder. Sidestep by Miracle. Tims has a 4-star now, and they'll get the kill on him still. Now they just need to get out, but no, they can't even drop the rock column. They do throw it out, but just as at the same time, Warlock goes down. Martu moving in. Wants to prove why this act is worthwhile. Cuckoo flying away. Martu is going to be in hot pursuit, though. It's like eventually Firefly runs out. He decides against it, though. It's not worth the effort. This this DD, they could look towards the Roche pit now after they take out that tier 1 top. And I'll remind you, that was Golem committed. That was Warlock at least getting something out before dying.
Yeah, and they have no buybacks. They used them before. Instantly into the pit with that double damage, still active.
Should be an easy cleanup for them.
Yeah, you can't really contest this any longer. Perhaps with the Pango, but you don't have your ulti up, so
yeah,
for
you already
20 more seconds you used it. Yeah.
Let's try and scout in now. Swashbuckle. Uh-oh. Pangolin. That was
hello there, sir.
Armel trying to get away with the shield crash. Forced start the game up instead. Does shield crash as well. Martu's here though. Lassio's going to come on. Back right, dragging him in before. For the Horde. That's what. Gabby moving across. Martu down to half HP already. He needs to get away, but it's slowed down so much he should just die. One more he'll do it and they get it. Meanwhile, Vegas does get picked up in Miracle. Gabby tried to steal it. Instead, he'll just have to make do to clean up the rest of Liquid. Mind control up the high ground. Kuku moving in right now. Trying to slow them down, but there's a shrine here. It's hard to commit into this choke point. They might try anyway, though. Gabby with the Radiance feeling emboldened. Stacking up the Napalm. Starting to turn around. Miracle activates the ultimate. Ghostland coming in with a failed bomb. It's going to get the blow. Sand King still alive through this whole thing, though. And now he charges up the epicenter, zones them away. They get the kill on the Warlock. And they'll hold the high ground. Kuku needs to get out of here. We'll blink away. Miracle's a very, very angry doggy. Tims will move away in time.
It does manage to blink out indeed. I need to stop being debated and excited by Echoes.
I mean, no, that time Fatal Bonds was there, but it just, they're so tanky on this side of Liquid with this pipe.
Like every time he uses it, I'm like, wow, what an Echo.
It's and so beautiful and shiny.
This Arcana as well makes it look so strong, and then nothing happens.
Miracle. This would be a perfect pickup. He just picked up that Aegis. He has no shapeshift, and right now he has no team. One life down.
There's Kuro, so they can't kill him twice. Mind control is coming in as well.
They are reluctantly backing off, even though Epicenter is down. Lassie comes down. PH. He's found Armel. Nice swashbuckle for 2 seconds. Will he got to get it out? No, he will not.
And that Brood Mother is just coming from the other side of the map.
Tim's just sitting there going, thank God that wasn't me.
Yeah, he's going to creep skip perhaps, prevent them from taking anything more than the tier 2. They do have creeps, so as long as they save them, they can pressure the high ground as well. There's no haunt.
Yeah, that was committed before. Try and bring an end to Brood Mother's reign. Because of Gabby's greedy attempt to try and take the Aegis away, like if he actually went back towards his team, they probably would have killed 2-3 Liquid's heroes instead.
I mean, I can't blame him though, as they utilized that haunt very well to kill the Brood Mother, and then afterwards what he sees is that he can haunt into the pit, and he does it. But now he's losing Braxis, so.
Yeah, they might just go straight towards bot. It's a little bit of a gamble though, so they'll just back off. They want to get rid of this tier 2 first. There is a Crypt to guard down Sand King, so they'll clean up these shrines as they move back, but they are ready for any sort of maneuver out by TNC, and TNC already moving out of their base.
TNC, it looked like they had it after Shaker gets like a 15-minute Soul Ring dagger. It looked like he's going to change the pace of the game completely with that Echo. Just didn't really work out that way, as most of his Echoes were on point, but they just lacked damage. I guess one of the reasons why is that Sand King had that super early pipe, which mitigated most of the damage coming from everyone of TNC. And now he has that Crimson as well. That's one very utility-based Sand King, and that's all they needed on Team Liquid in this game. And it worked out really well so far, at least.
Yeah, while TNC have drafted in a way, it's not like they've got a carry that joins in mid-game very effectively. Instead, they picked up this Spectre. They realized the greed of the lineup, and it's being punished. Now they're going to try and punish the mid lane. Lassie comes out. Whoa!
Brood is dead.
Frames are about as rare as him dying on this Brood Mother right now, but he'll still fall. Mind control next on the hit list. The wrong thunder through. If you could slow him down, we'll try and hide the sandstorm. Buyback comes out. Martu is angry about this. You kill me, I'll kill you. The Lassie being used on Armel. They drop the rock to try and buy enough time for the swashbuckle away. The Fissure will cover him though. As he gets out, can trace forward. Miracle. Side steps, shield crash, doesn't want to give that damage reduction over. The Stomp comes in for the Centaur. The Serena on all sides. Armel is down. AU on the side will fall as well. And all of a sudden for TNC, it's a full retreat.
He's just so tanky on that little Pangolier, but he doesn't manage to get out. And they also use the rock there, which leaves Liquid just free to do whatever they want to. There's no haunt. They're definitely taking the tier 2, and after the tier 2, the base is completely open as well.
Buyback.
There's no echo.
Angelier will commit his as well. Fisher blocks him in the base. Miracle's alone in this mess right now. His team just behind him. Fisher being used to counter. Bars are going to free mind control. Charging up the epicenter right now, but they will stun him in time. Gabby, get low. They'll be able to force stuff him out. EU, barely able to move away. Slow down so much. All things considered, TNC will be thankful that did not go much worse for them. GH is waiting on the side. Fisher going to be used. They do see Shaker. They'll punish him for throwing that ability out. The buyback comes out as well. Latter's going to be used. Drag it in, Martin. Going to get him pretty deep. Here, she better run through and kill him off. He's dead. 100 seconds on the sideline. Chase ball more. Kuroki. They'll interrupt the CB out. Back perfectly timed, but there's a borrowed time. Runs out. And now Chase it forward. Mind control. Has enough for one borrowed strike, but that won't start by mouth in the sewer here. The pings are there. They know where he is. They put down a sentry. They'll take the Sand King's head as well. They do at least get Miracle out of this, but they have to give over 3 kills.
Yeah, they take down 3 heroes, and after that, it's on them to take some objectives. Perhaps go for this tier 2 in the mid lane. They catch Broodmother so many times with that lasso. And Aghanim's is great, but if he has a BKB or Lincoln's or something similar, perhaps he'd have more utility and more sustained, so he doesn't get lassoed and dragged that far in and killed.
Yeah, he's going for the BKB now, but he stopped off for the pipe first, which was interesting in itself considering Mind Control picked up a pipe on the side of Liquid.
They have to. It's not too horrible to have multiple pipes, but definitely is questionable a little bit. And they're going to lose this tier 3 as it looks right now. With GH trying to delay them a little bit, and he's delaying them a lot as he dishes out so much damage. Plus that fortification makes the tower hit multiple targets. It's not only the tier 2 tower, right, that hits multiple with fortification. I think it's the tier 3 too.
I believe so, yes. Yeah. Just eviscerates the push. Actually makes Glyph even more valuable to hold for that push in. They'll buy enough time that Broodmother will be alive again soon, but Roche won't spawn for almost 2 more minutes. Potentially. And in this time, Gabby will take it upon himself to continue farming.
Yeah,
go towards that butterfly.
Yeah, getting closer towards the butterfly. Has Manta and Radiance. You could see that TNC, this team right now, this draft of theirs, it does work versus Liquid, but the problem is, it works once, and then they have to wait for 2 minutes until their cooldowns are off, right? And Liquid, what do they do in those 2 minutes? They take a side, they take 2 good fights, 3 good fights, they take down Roshan and Aegis, so...
This is the thing about larger cooldown spells. You think of a lot of teams right now, when they draft these things, like for Enigma, for example, it's an insurance policy. They don't want to have to commit it. It's a last resort. But when you draft things like the Spectre plus the Warlock and the Shaker, you want to be using them as much as possible. You want to be finding a big fight. There's this onus on you to go out and actually force an engagement. Sure, you can go late with a Spectre, but you're going to... Well, you wait a long time if you're not finding pickups.
They heard us. They have all of their cooldowns. They have all of their spells ready and available. They're going to try and use them somehow. Right now they are smoked, but Liquid, they are sticking together. Lycan, however...
He's a bit too far forward. Going to try and punish him. Horn's going to come in. There's going to be a use of the rock as well. The BKB's active. Miracle trying to be away. Rock Thunder in. What is happening? It's tanking. Down half HP already, but so damn tanky. Now they're going to change forward. Epicenter being charged up. It's going to go down, and now Broodmother looking to overwhelm the rest of them. Charge it forward. Miracle is on top of them. Gabby full retreat the whole goddamn time as we just go back to TV in the 80s with 20 frames a second. Cuckoo down to half HP already. Miracle needs to back up. Product Shield will protect him. Gabby a little bit too tanky to pursue. The lift onto Cuckoo will cover their escape.
The only ultimate that's ready is that Echo on the Shaker, so he's the one that we should be looking at what he does. Everyone else just wasted theirs. Warlock, no Golem, no Rolling Thunder, no Spectre Haunt. No Batrider Lasso.
Apparently, it's not just us here in Berlin that that are having the experience of cinema in the 1920s. It is indeed the spiders' fault. Everyone is getting that experience. Just innocent Martu admits it. It's a me. I know what's causing this, but I won't stop getting spiders. Cuckoo. He's the Shiva's god.
Yeah, pretty GH is close.
He has no egg. It's 4 stars, but after that, what's next? Death, apparently. Fisher buys you 2 more seconds, so that's it.
And Spectre reports out, so there's that. She survives, but still they do get that Batrider down for 70 seconds. Roche should be up soon. Well, 1 minute 45
In a
seconds.
40, so that's the upside.
But they're not really lucky with Roche on liquid right now, at least. Well, the BKB has been completed by Matu, so he's a much harder kill now, not only running around with that Aghanim's alone. As the BKB has the pipe, has 20 webs across the map. A very difficult spider to kill.
Just sits there going, Matu, do you think you could have done more if you didn't go for this ag? He's like, yeah, but I wanted to see if it was worthwhile.
I guess it is in the end, because you're so mobile with it, right? You run across the map, you have...
You're role-playing Miracle in this game, because he's pretty rapid across these fights, and now you can actually keep up and pursue that.
You farm faster, because you get to places faster. You can help your teammates out in skirmishes, also,
and you can
farm
push
at the same time. You can push aggressively. I think it's worth it, yeah. It's a good Aghanim.
It's not looking too bad for them right now, considering all times they're sitting outside of TNC's base waiting to come in. Miracle move up to high ground. Lets the creep bomb do their work. Activates the shapeshift. Backs away and just starts hitting on those range racks. So he has the DD, he wants to use it. Cuckoo didn't throw out the lasso. Needs to be aware of that. It looks like that push will end. The DD doesn't really find the value they're looking for, although how long have you got left on it? You might just about punch Roche 4 or 5 times before it runs out. That's something.
That's something. If you hit quite hard, that's something.
He does. To like it, I'd be worried if he wasn't. He did go for the AC build. Into the Desolator next.
AC Desolator just... Yeah, now he's going to hit that Roshan really hard, but also anyone else he touches. And you can see TNC, they smoked up. They're going to try and punish him.
On the Miracle. Activates his BKB. The last who comes down. They need to get on the cliff. They can't lift from Rubik. It's delayed him. He's trying to do no Miracle. He refuses to go in the kennel.
That's
now
not
they're going to try and chase through. Warlock is going to die first. Armel trying to get away from this. Use the roll thunder, but no. The Power Strike's going to come out. The horn in. Gabby trying to fight against this. Finally, there'll be a roll of thunder. Is it going to be good enough, though? Alright, Fizz is going to work against them here. Shapeshift activated. Gabby on the side says, hell no, that's just get out. Get out right now. Armel will TP away successfully as well. But it looked like a cute plan. But GH coming in clutch there with a save with the lift.
EG could definitely use a GH. That's all I'm going to say. And now with that Volt Form used, and with all the spells used on the side of the TNC, they instantly go into the pit. They understand that TNC cannot really contest them any longer.
And with this Aegis and this cheese, a message will be sent. No one puts Miracle in the corner or on the left.
Exactly. There's the Aegis on the Broodmother. I believe cheese has been picked up by the Lycan, right? You have?
I believe he did indeed. No, actually, they give it a Sandkick? Yes.
Yeah, alright.
That's respectable.
I mean, he's always up front.
And Lycan has a BKB, he has the mobility. The Sandkick is key to now breaking the back of TNC.
Miracle reacted to that gank very fast too, popped that BKB instantly as they went on him, prevented them from following up with other spells and killing him before his team joined, that is, so very well played.
No, TNC, they still have some base to defend, but the Aegis with that cheese with the gold lead. With this type of lineup, Liquid could easily just melt the remainder of their base.
That Desolator should be flying out, yes.
Yeah. The Desolator's coming out right now. That's what they're waiting for before they go up to the high ground. Kuroki is actually building into an Ags next, which seems to have taken you by surprise as you spill coffee down yourself.
It didn't surprise me that.
I mean, really? Because we've had this discussion.
They're obviously buying Aghanims today. They want to buy every single new Aghanim, so they buy one for Kuroki as well. All right.
When do we get one for Armel? Oh,
soon.
What? No, he's going Lincoln's.
Afterwards. He's going to get it after.
Mind control. Trying to om-nom up some bounties.
He does have that cheese.
Om-nom here. Yeah. They're going to try and force the cheese. They get the stun out in conjunction with his bar strike, and now it doesn't even feel worth. The cheese will lead anyway. Reinforcements are coming in right now. Oh, Thunder through, and it looks like they need to retreat. They'll TP one out, but Tim's got left behind. Epicenter gets charged up. The stolen roll, Thunder controls him. They do actually pick off Miracle though. They were going for the base. Matu's in with the BKB active. TP out. No, he's not. The Aegis is reclaimed as as his head might be alongside it.
Well, Kuro is coming, but by the time he's there...
What can we do for him? You die because the horn comes out. Now Gabby, look at the back line, says Kuro's not the valuable kill I want. I want to kill off GH, the man of the moment, the man that stops people from being put on close for a long time. And he'll find him because GH has no way of protecting himself. He'll use the dagger for the moment, but the last is on cooldown. Gets thrown out on him, and that was a critical error by the side of Liquid.
That was such a huge mistake. They lose that Aegis, they lose the cheese on Sand King as well. They don't really accomplish much with that.
They almost destroy the remainder of the base.
Well,
it's a gambit, though. It's a heavy gambit to make.
Exactly, because you're playing versus a Spectre, and you should not be giving her any chances of making any sort of a comeback. Look at that. She just bought the butterfly, now she has 3.6k gold.
And look at this. Look at this creep wave.
Yeah, that's a massive creep wave coming their way.
One by one, they march on in. The buyback will come out.
At least from the Rubik. I doubt that Matu is going to be forced to buy back.
There'll be one lane, if that. The swashbuckling back. They're paranoid about mind control. He does have the extended 15 seconds. They forced off Gabby out. Liquid, they want to actually punish this. Fire strike, connects on the one. EU, that was a bold TP attempt, my friend. And
that's just incredible that they managed to defend without even losing the side after suffering such heavy losses. But there was just not enough time for TNC to take anything, as their heroes also aren't really the best at pushing. You only have that one little solo Spectre to do it. Well, Miracle, he might just go for the towers right now, for the Rexes, that is.
He wants to finish this.
Yeah, he's going. Tims is there, but...
Ghost Slam comes out from Tims. Now control should be good enough for the last year. The swashbuckle through. Miracle in his greed. This isn't game one of today, Miracle. This isn't the I'm going to 1v5. You can't even 1v3 Iraqs.
He did try, though. He ran straight in and he ran into his death. So that was... he's doing it for the entertainment value. He's just doing it for us. That's why he's doing it.
You know,
he knows he's going to die.
So many conscripts in World War II tried running Justin. It didn't work out well for them either.
The worst part is he saw that shaker right there on the bottom, and he runs right past him. Like,
it's okay, he'll be slow on the blink, right? It's not like he's been on point so far this game.
He runs straight next to him. He's like, hey man, what's up? I'm just going to take your Raxes. Please don't do anything about it.
Is it like a Need for Speed movie where you drive past really fast and you just look across at the other person in slow-mo and then it speeds up again? It's like Lycan's so fast, there's no way he'll see this. Faster than human eye.
Well,
maybe if Matu was somewhere on the
that.
map with all the spiders, right, and bring you down to 20 frames, possibly.
Maybe that was the plan, yeah. So it's Matu's fault in the end.
Yeah, he needed more spiders.
That's what happened. Now I get it. Matu's item progression has stalled quite a lot, though, considering that he has had that for quite a long time. But he does have 5.2k gold, so...
Yeah, but what do you buy? The problem is you're now inspected territory.
We need to ask him, what does he buy? He goes for Daedalus.
The big, fat crits. No.
Yeah,
he wants to live.
He doesn't know what he wants. That's the thing. It looks like with this Lincolns, he's going to try and take down Raxes, as the Lincolns is the only thing that can prevent him from doing it. They can, they can lasso him, right? That's what I mean. So.
Yeah, they can lasso you, but also Shaker could just catch you before you can even try and protect yourself.
Yeah, but you have BKB, so if you get that Lincolns, you can...
But if you get stun locked, they have ways of popping Lincoln.
Most certainly, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
But if you pop that BKB, they don't. That's the thing.
Yeah. So probably what you see is a fissure or an echo slam, and that's the thing. It comes down to Tims. If they by chance happen to run, say, in this type of area, they'd never do this. Liquid would never do this. When there's a shaker standing here, then maybe they get punished for that.
Yeah, maybe that happens. Like, you never know.
But that seems like a rare mistake for
that.
The Liquid.
It just doesn't look like Liquid. Doesn't look like Miracle. They are running down mid, as there is a full smoke from TNC now. They're taking a good route here to not be detected, but...
Gabby's waiting for someone to just give him an opening. Roche might be up in just under 2 minutes. They'll secure runes. And all of a sudden, you can't really assault Liquid, not when they're on this high ground. Kurt does have that axe now, by the way.
Not really my favorite new axe. Like I talked about this. This axe is... I don't know. Kuro obviously feels it's good. Feels underwhelming, but he wouldn't buy it for nothing, so I have to rethink.
I mean, in fairness, you're pretty tanky, so you get a few heals out. Oh, drop on another. The drop with the rock as well, moving in here. That's trying to do enough damage, but everyone's so tanky on the side of Liquid. Cuckoo down half HP, Lasso dragging Matu in, but he does have the BKB active Miracle. Just trying to weave around, get across in time. Cuckoo low will go down. They force the buyback out of Warlock and the Batrider.
There's a gem picked up.
Liquid are outside your base, and they need to respond to bot. Meteorax is being assaulted by the Wolves, so get rid of them. And they'll refocus their efforts on Liquid. Can they find anything here, though? No Lasso for 30 seconds. They can't afford to lose anyone. Maybe Spectre, but...
You can't really go top with bad, because they will just go straight down bottom, as you can see.
Yeah, they're doing it right now. Tims will just try and put an end to that straight away. So they're in. With force this time. They've got an echo spam opportunity in a few seconds. Do they go for it? The Forest tries to be committed onto Cuckoo. Just bait them all in right now. They need an echo spam, but they can't seem to find a Tim. There it is. Jumps in with the echo. Going to stun off a lot of heroes, but so damn tanky. Matu down to half HP. Going to back up here. Kuroki keeping everyone alive with that axe. It seems like it might have been worthwhile, because they are all villain. So damn healthy. Lasso comes out, return on the Cuckoo. He's stuck here. They can even steal or be able to use it against it. Batrider dead. No way back in this. Miracle join him in the grave. The stuns locks are good. Tims will be able to clutch this, but Matu with the BKB still up. Looking at the back line. Going straight on to EU. Going to be able to bring him down. Forces the buyback of the Spectre. TP back in. Gabby forward with the Spectre out. Dagger going to chase through. Matu. He moves fast, but not fast enough. It's a double kill for Armel. Looks like TNC. They lose their racks, but they have held.
Yeah, they have held, but they lost the racks, which means pretty much megas right now. And they had to buy back with the Spectre.
This is a down mid moment.
So this is a down mid moment, but there is a buyback on the Broodmother and on the Abaddon. So it's going to be a very hard down mid moment, as they can perhaps defend one side with the Pangolier, but the other side is going to push in. And Spectre, the worst part for TNC right now is they're playing versus Megas with the Spectre, and Spectre isn't really that great at pushing. Like, not at taking objectives, she's horrible at.
And preferably, if anyone's back, you want to be the Spectre, who can then horn in.
Exactly, there's that too.
But it's not like anyone's really pushing against this. Armel, yeah, you see the queued up boots to travel. I'm not even... Do you even keep a buyback here? Because you're in a scenario where if Spectre dies, you're done.
Yeah, you don't. You just want to
take the Spectre. Oh, the stolen Lasso. GH have waited so long here. The long-range fissure will slow him down. Epicenter being charged up. Mind Control ready to go in. He's got the Power Strike to hold on to it. Nice force stuff, though. They juke it out, and Gabby can get away. You need to retreat. Liking this up in 5 seconds. He could TP the Shrine, and Gabby is super low on HP. By Spectre standards, anyway. Will TP out. Miracle did try and actually catch him on the retreat, but he makes a smart decision, and so does Tims. Oh! GH. He almost got there in time to fissure.
And that's such a problem for TNC. This game is looking very much over, as they didn't manage to force any of the buybacks from Team Liquid.
And this should be very kind dry for Liquid. Go into the pit, get your hands on an Aegis Cheese and an Agams, and then party in TNC's base. In fact, who's left to get an Ags, really? It's Sank King and Lycan.
Who do you give it to? I'd give it,
Miracle for the memes.
Just give it to Miracle for the memes, indeed. I agree.
Cuckoo's in.
Or Cuckoo tried to snatch it.
Armel does have the wrong thunder as well. We'll charge it up. Moving in right now. Forcing Liquid out of the pit. Mind Control, Power Strike away. Protected for the moment. Oh, Thunder controls him up. Miracle activates the shapeshift. Going to move forward. Looking on EU. EU's like, God, please, no, not like this. But they see it probably with the Necronomicon creeps, and now he'll at least spawn one of his golems with his death. But it'll be cleaned up quickly, and Liquid will turn around and go straight back to the pit. Cuckoo's here again, though. He's like, I need to snatch this. I can't let them have all these things.
He can't be
outside. Oh no, not like this. Shaker. The irony of dying due to his own spell. He's down. Cuckoo forced to fight here as well. Matu chases through. By the back comes out the tip. The horn's going to be used. Matu trying to get the kill, but it'll just be a TP away. And Gabby stabbing in the back line. Power Strike up. He needs some reinforcement, but no, Batrider just left him. Spectre. Stop. CP coming out. Batrider ready to re-engage with the fight due to the boost of travel to find a kill on the Miracle. Forces the back out straight away. Kuroki chased onto. Doesn't have the borrowed time for 15 seconds. Nice kill by Armel. And now towards the pit. Still fine up. Matu has got the BKB. He's been holding onto it the whole time. They need to get Miracle across here quick. They force the buyback out Kuroki as well. They want to just overwhelm them with numbers because Warlock hasn't committed a buyback as he doesn't have one. And then it meets Cuckoo.
He just got picked off, yeah.
He's feeling a bit cuckoo there. That's pretty far forward.
He's trying to do his best, sadly. That didn't work out that time.
Yeah, his best definitely wasn't good enough.
Yeah, who takes that Agnes? That's my...
But still waiting. You
Give
remember
it
your
to
hand.
Miracle. Give it to me. No, Mind Control, he's waiting for it. He wants it.
Oh, come on.
But the memes... Never mind. We're not gonna get 2 extra wolves. We did get
Think of the push potential.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine if you'd done that and he lost the game because of the extra damage from the wolves on an Echo Slam.
Yeah, maybe some mega wolves.
That's what they were thinking. They're like, oh my god, what if those 2 creeps could make the difference between Shaker actually killing us with an Echo Slam? Finally.
I believe what they're thinking about is having a Sand King with his Agnes being actually useful.
Thinking about just finishing the game.
Finishing, yeah.
Moving in right now. They forced this rock to get dropped. They did actually throw out the fatal bombs, but he's standing his ground with the up. He would have slowed Miracle down, but he moves at maximum speed. He was dead, and Batride is still not in the fight yet. Gabby trying to hold his ground. Matsu's BKB running out soon. They stole the upheaval. They've been using it against the Spectre to just kite him out the whole time. Mind Control turning around the back. Fire Strike does connect on the back line on his Shaker. Now the wrong fun is going to be used. They pop the linkers, but Armel still gets his ultimate out. Chasing forward. Bash is going to be down the line. Miracle low on HP is going to go down. The Echo Slam is then down to Broodmother trying to lock him in and stop him from finishing this game. The wrong fun of through. They're going to swarm buckle across trying to disarm Matthew. Sands his ground. Turns around on the Gabby. Going to get him low. The Glyphers actors to try and stop them from finishing the game, but Gabby is gone. And he can't get back into this last suit. Try and drag them in, but Cuckoo is going to be used against him. Dragged out. He says, look, come watch your throne die as you fall alongside it. Armel will hit the deck. Cuckoo will as well. The buyback from Pangolin will do diddly squat as he moves in. He knows it's over. GG
right there.
comes out. Liquid take the game. Minutes in Spectre territory.
51 minutes in. Versus the Spectre, versus the Shaker, versus the Warlock, and they still take it with the Lycan and the Broodmother. So you can't really say that they had a weaker late game, right? Because of the way that they played, because of the way that
not if
these
you're
heroes...
ahead.